What's up everyone, and welcome to another video here on the Jaime channel. We're doing something a little bit different, and I'm sitting with Felix Schneiders, member of Team Online with PokerStars, and I wanted to have a conversation because I think you're a really interesting guy in the creator space. So I thought, hey, we're at EPT Prague, we have all these cool poker pros around.
Yeah.
Like, let's have some conversations and just see what we get. So,
Opportunities, yeah. Cool.
Known as XFLIXX online, he's been a pro for a long time. I was reading your wiki last night a little bit. Yeah, to get some
There's
info.
somebody who put that wiki up there and I still don't know who it is.
Okay.
And he's keeping it up to date every single time. Like every time something happens, he's like, I look it up and it's like, it's there. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Who's doing that? It's not me.
It's pretty legit, man. You started with Magic the Gathering, right?
Yeah,
Back in the
day.
day.
I did.
That's crazy, man.
That was an awesome time.
Yeah?
It was a great time of my life. I mean, it's just it's the beginning, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been into games. I've always been like a kind of nerdy type, you know, just been into pen and paper games, then moved on to Warhammer and like miniature games, miniature painting, and from there I moved on to Magic the Gathering, and then I found my passion there, and like there was a whole big community around it, and that was like that was so hyped, you know. People dragged you along, and that just hooked you up with some strategy, and you could get together and build groups and like find out what works and what doesn't and so forth. It's like you would like hang out with so many cool people and just have a great time, and at the same time like do something that you enjoy and that you can actually make some money from as well and travel the world with.
Right.
So that was already a big thing.
That's very
big
cool.
part of my life.
And what was the transition like from Magic to poker?
That's kind of natural actually, because everybody in the Magic scene was already playing poker. Like they were into it already from the get-go. And like when you were going to a Magic tournament, there were people playing poker everywhere.
Right.
And they had side games going. I was never really interested in that. But when you're in a community and like everybody does these things and gets hyped about these things, like that was a time when I think that was the moneymaker era, when people got really into back in the days was fixed limit hold'em. They played fixed limit hold'em. Like,
Right. Yeah.
That was so funny. And it was like a pure math game, you know. It's just like, where do you save a bet, where do you make an extra bet, and so forth.
Yeah.
And they were playing it, and they just dragged me along. They just said like, here's like $50. Or actually, no, there was one guy who hooked me up with $100 and said, here's $100. Try it out for yourself. Yeah. I did. I busted it, of course.
Yeah.
And then he said, okay, yeah, first you got to read about strategy. And he showed me like a website and some forums and stuff.
Right.
And I got into this, and it's like, you know, I had this. That was like a good head start for me, I would say. Like I had a big community of Magic players already into that, and they just dragged you along.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Speaking about community, I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about Twitch and all that, but what's the difference in community from Magic to poker?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a very good question, actually. I think poker is more. It's like it's a little bit more like I wouldn't say like it's more egoistic, if you can put it that way, but it's more like. It's more singular. It doesn't feel that much like a community. It is a community, but at the same time, it's not like the bonds are not, because everybody's still going after their own goals. You know?
Yeah.
So that was in Magic. That was different. In Magic, like people still had their goals and they still wanted to do this, but like you had these big groups hanging out all together, and just like even if you bust the tournament, they're still like there to keep on playing with each other and testing decks or like doing some new stuff together. So it was more of a game vibe to it.
Yeah.
Game vibe, like, you know, friends hanging out. In a poker tournament, it's a little bit different, but I still like. I'm really happy that by now, like with having meetups with my Twitch communities, like in real life, that is kind of like the same thing as it was back in the days with Magic. So that's what I'm trying to cultivate again and to get going again about the poker community. We
just did one of those in Birmingham, and it was the same
thing. I saw that
thing.
vlog. It was awesome.
The same thing.
Yeah,
it's just the feeling is really great in those areas.
And you know, I saw on the vlog, like for instance, Ed K, like shout out to Ed K. I think he set it up, right?
Yes.
You said that he set it up. That's what I like. All of a sudden, there's people in your community who just like take initiative and do shit for you. Like they just organize the stuff, and you're just blown away. And they do it for everybody. It's just they know they do it for like a greater community purpose. Yeah. Not only like for like from a business perspective, or from like setting up a tournament that they want to win or whatever. This is just like they just do stuff all of a sudden.
No, it's funny you say that, because I wanted to get into a little bit that sort of line of thinking. So you have your Twitch stream, which
Yeah.
you're on 6 days a week,
Mhm.
right? And when I was doing a little bit of digging last night to figure out exactly what you're doing, because you know we're all streamers, right? So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't
we-
always have
we're
time to
known
check
all
out
the
what
time,
everyone's
yeah.
doing.
I mean,
But I was like, okay, you got your Grinding It Up podcast, 51 episodes in.
Yeah.
I got you on the gram with your stories every day,
Yeah.
your posts every day.
Yeah.
Twitter is popping 6-7 times a day.
Yeah.
YouTube channel 750 uploads. Man,
That's a lot of
you've
stuff.
got to be the most prolific poker content creator in the world. How do you do it? Like, how do you manage to get that much free poker stuff into the world?
That's an interesting question, actually. Well, first of all, I think it's passion mostly. It's just like I was really into trying things out and just like finding my niche, whatever, and seeing where I fit and what is fun for me and what isn't. And just like, I mean, in the first few years, I did everything for myself, and it just like I was so fired up to do it, and that gave me the energy. Like I was waking up, got my breakfast. I didn't even get my breakfast. First of all, I sat down, wrote a chapter of my ebook. Then I went ahead and like did a little clip for like my Facebook page and whatever. I did all the stuff myself, and I tried it out because I was so hyped about it. Until I like slowly, like after half a year or after a year, you find out, okay, so that is not really that much fun. Then you find out, okay, that is not really working that well, and that is not really like, that's not what people want maybe. And like you find out all these different things, and then like you try to get into the things that you really want to do. And like by now I've really channeled it down to a couple of core content channels, I would say. But yeah, in the beginning I did everything myself and just tried to find out like, can I do this? Like, because I had no team, or I didn't really like hire anybody to do something for me. I even did the thumbnails myself, and just tried it out and just see what works and what I really enjoy.
What are the platforms that you're focusing on? What were the things after that year of exploration that you found out you really love doing and creating?
There's only one basically. It's Twitch. It's just Twitch is so much fun for me. Like I think for me it's like the outlet, the combination of like being involved with the community and having connections. Because me as being like somebody who like isn't that outgoing of a person, is a little bit more introverted. It's just an awesome thing to have a lot of people around that just enjoy the stuff that you do. They just enjoy watching you, and they also enjoy listening to you talk. So, that's something that really gives me a lot of energy for the day, and I want to use that energy to do all the other ideas that I have. And it's not, like by now it's really tough to keep up with everything else. Like I've really toned down on all the other platforms a lot, because I found like either they weren't that much fun for me to make or to do, or they didn't get like what I was trying to achieve with it. Like it's just basically trying to experiment again. Like for instance, right now I'm still like, I've got a new idea, a new plan about like I haven't done the podcast, for instance, for quite a while now. Okay. Like for a month or so.
Okay.
And I used to usually use a lot of audio from my live trainings on Twitch to put that into a podcast.
Right.
But I want to do it like in a more original way. Just have some tidbits for beginning poker players, because like, you just keep getting the same questions on your stream as well.
Yeah.
About like, how do you start out in poker? What do you do?
Bankroll
management. It's so basic, but it's like that's what people are into. That's what people want to know. They don't know where to get started.
Let's say in an alternative universe, you could control all of Twitch poker. You could control all the streamers. You could control all the decisions made on the Twitch level. All the companies working. Like you are the puppet master of Twitch poker.
Okay.
What is it that you'd like to change or adjust with how it's currently working?
I'm not sure how to do it, but what I feel is like maybe it's just me, but I think there's still some sort of like disconnection between the different communities. Like I would love them to be more like come into each other's streams in some way, or like having some form of like more of like not a collaboration, but like that you feel like they're all together in this. That they're growing together. I mean, we do have that through rating and hosting and hanging out in each other's streams, of course. But like, I don't know, but I think this is something that like bugs me, but that's probably me personally, because like, as you just put it, like as a content creator, as a streamer, you don't have that much energy left. I mean, after you finish your stream, you go and raid somebody, you go and host somebody, you send your community over there. But sometimes like it's not, you're not gonna hang out because you've got so much other stuff to do as well.
The last question I have for you is, and it's another Twitch one, it's another like theoretical one.
Okay.
We're 5 years down the road in Twitch poker. 5 years.
Has it already been 5 years? Oh my god.
We just teleported to the future.
Okay, so that's a hypothetical question. I mean, we've been on Twitch poker for like, I thought like 4 or 5 years at least.
I have a 48-month resub.
Me too.
I'm ready to share it, man.
Oh my god.
I'm ready to share it when
yeah.
when you get back online after EPT
wow,
Broad.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's 4 years, man.
Yeah. We're
That's
one of the OGs, dude. Like we're the first kind of crew, right?
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let's teleport ourselves 5 years into the future of online streaming, of content, of poker content. What do you think Twitch poker will look like? Like, what's going to be different then from what we're doing now? Wow.
Those are some tough questions. Those are like, this is so funny because, to be honest with you, I never like this is interesting because this is the type of questions. These are types of questions that I would never think about because like I'm never the type of guy. Also, as impulsive as I am in content creation, as much of a non-future oriented thinker, I would say I'm just trying to be in the present.
Very
mostly.
present, yeah.
And I'm like really never, just because you just made me aware of this, I'm never really thinking about future much. Like I hated that question when people said like, what do you want to be in 5 years? Like where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? Like I'll be like, fuck, what the fuck am I supposed to know where I'm gonna be in 5 years? I mean, I'm here right now and I know what I want to do right now. That's what counts,
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, maybe that's a flaw, maybe that's like
I think we just make a good team. I think that's good, man. It's like there's the yin and the yang. Based on creating this question, I'm like very
I know
very macro sense, and this is good though.
That's good. Yeah, to be honest, like I would like to answer both questions with sort of like whatever the path is gonna be, as long as it's like fun, I'm really happy to adjust to everything that happens. And just like, because that's how I always have rolled. And that's what I've always learned through poker, like adjusting to different situations and then the developments and whatever types of areas in my life. I mean, I would love them to be the new television. I would love them to be like the whole new thing that everybody watches, and like television is just dying down, and it's like you can watch, you can be and watch with the people that you really like. Yeah, that is authentic. Like you don't get anything that, like on TV, for instance, where people just script things, or where you just get where you can still, people watch Netflix and they watch shows or whatever, but like this is like authentic, raw, and I think this is what usually it's just working the best way, I think. Yeah, because that's authentic. Like, there's nothing to fake. It's just like it's there. You want to be part of it because it's awesome. There's a hype, and it's just that's how I'd like it to be. Well, I know you've made day 2 of the PokerStars Cup here. Yep. At EPT Prague, so I should probably let you get on with your day and get ready to crush it. Yeah. I'm hyped. Yeah, man, that's exciting. Like, you feel ready? I'm slowly getting into this live tournament thing, Like, I've never really played live much. Like, this is probably the 4th live tournament this year. To be honest, I do care about making a final table, for instance, today, and about the money, of course, somehow. But it's not like in the back in the days when I was just looking out to grind and make money with like poker. Yeah. It's just mainly, I just love hanging out, having the vibe, having the chance of making a big cash. Like, basically, like a little bit like a recreational poker player, but with the knowledge that I can do better, and I can maybe do this, and you got people to do this for, so this gives you a whole different new form of motivation. Yeah, the purpose isn't about like about just pure finances for yourself anymore. It's like it's a bigger thing. Exactly. And that's an afterthought. If you manage your bankroll well, we can plug into bankroll management right there. Felix, dude, thank you so much for joining me this morning. My pleasure. Thank you for having me. YouTube, you heard the deal. Twitch.tv/XFLIXX with 2 X's at the end. At the end, So go check them out. That's home base. So also, before I sign off, you guys, if you have any feedback on this format,
let me know down in the comments. That would be great. What else are we supposed to do here? Subscribe.
Ah, yeah, subscribe.
Gotta subscribe to the channel.
And
That's
thumbs up.
it. Hit the plug. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Felix. Until next time.
Thanks,
See you
Jamie.
later.